Hello, welcome to Doga with Belle, Starr, and Mookie, who is snoring away over here on his little lounger. Hey, Mook, do you want to say hello? There's Mookie. And Belle Starr is joining us today, which is very exciting. So maybe we'll just let Mookie keep sleeping. Bye, Mook. So welcome to Doga with Kimberly, Belle Starr, and Mookie. And those of you who joined in last week, you may know that the Belle Starr is her first real appearance last week, and she just kind of randomly wandered out of the bedroom for the show. So we're delighted to have her back with us today. She's quite a shy little girl. So today with Doga, what we're going to be doing is really exploring ways in which we can connect a bit more with our pup through the practice of yoga/doga. And so we're going to start, I always like to begin getting centered, just kind of getting grounded, taking a moment to breathe and connect. And I also like to have lavender oil nearby. Today I even have peppermint. So anyone who deals with headaches or migraines, peppermint's really lovely. And this was sent to me from Molly with love, and it has this little metal ball, and so it feels really kind of nice and soft. This would be great if you want your pup to be energized. You give peppermint. Okay, it's a bit more of an energizing sort of smell. Apparently Belle likes it. And then of course there's lavender. So lavender is for the calming effect. And these are great again because they have little rollers on them. Oh, she really likes the lavender. So lavender, again, great for calming. So maybe just grabbing, if you have anything like this nearby, grabbing your lavender, grabbing your peppermint oil. Of course, having water is always helpful. So your reusable water bottle, I have that within reach, like 24/7. So we're going to begin by taking a few moments to get centered while Mook snores in the background. So coming to a comfortable seat, whatever that is for you. You can be on the floor, or if you'd like, you can be up on a couch, you can be on a chair, again, whatever kind of works best for you and your body. And if you'd like, I always encourage taking some sort of prop. This is a cork block, and you can sit on it to elevate your hips, because some people are not used to just hanging out on the floor this way. This may not be comfortable. So coming to a seat, whatever that is for you, and taking a moment to bring hand to your heart center, and then hand to your pup's heart center. And then begin by taking a few deep breaths. So inhale through the nose, and exhale through the nose. Again, inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. So I'm just giving her a gentle massage in the chest. A few more on your own, and see if you can take this breath nice and deep. So inhale through the nose, filling the belly, ribs, and chest. And then exhale, releasing chest, ribs, and belly. And take a moment here to set an intention for our practice today. So what would you like to gain from slowing down, doing a little mindful movement, connecting to your pup? Maybe even what would you like to let go of? And then take a big inhale through the nose. Exhale and let the eyes flutter open. Great, so again, big welcome back. So today we're going to do a little bit of hip opening. There's one pose that I haven't shown yet that I thought would be really nice for hip opening. Some of you may be preparing to travel for upcoming Labor Day weekend, right? So getting out of town, maybe sitting in the car for hours because there tends to be a bit of traffic, or even if you're on the airplane. And so with this pose, you can do it in a chair. You can do it on the airplane. You can do it on the floor. All right. And the great thing is, again, with Doga, it's a lot of taking the time to do what you need to do. Even this morning, I'd rolled out my yoga mat and I was doing yoga and she was like under me the whole time, like looking up, like pawing at me. So you kind of can't get on the floor and roll out a yoga mat without them being nearby. So with this, it's really about how do we get a little bit of movement, a little bit of grounding in for ourselves, but also have the opportunity and time to connect with our pup, right? So rather than trying to shoo them off the mat so you can do your practice. So this pose is called double pigeon. And so to start though, rather than just kind of launching into it, because it can be a pretty intense pose, we're going to begin with butterfly. So you may be able to see I've got my 2 feet, soles of the feet together. I've got Miss Belle right here, just posing for the camera. We have figured out that although she's quite shy, we think she's actually a bit of a diva. So that personality may come out more and more as we get to know her more and you see her on your Tuesday 10 a.m. videos. All right, so with this pose, again, if you need a little extra support, don't hesitate. Sit on this, lift those hips, and then see if that helps, because what that does, it gives you that pelvic tilt. So some people like that. And some people actually need like 20 of these, right? So, you know, if that's you, you may want to sit in a chair. It's going to be more comfortable. All right, so from here, what we're going to do, you may stay here and you may be like, this is plenty. Otherwise, we're going to fold forward. Okay, so as you fold forward, you may have a pup kind of hanging out at your feet. If you have a bigger dog, maybe completely splayed out here. So we just have little bitty Belle. And so I'm just going to fold over her, resting here, and then again just doing a little connecting with her. Can you stay on her little collar? It says Belle Starr and it has bling. So cute. So we're just going to fold forward here. So some of you may come onto hands, some of you may come all the way down to forearms. Again, if you have a pup here, you may even be able to relax over your pup and turn your head to one side and give a nice little hug. All right, so this is all about getting into those hips. Again, if you are traveling this upcoming weekend, or even if you're not, you probably spent a lot of time sitting at a chair, maybe in front of a computer. So this is a good one to keep in mind. And then rolling back up. All right, so from here, we're going to place the left shin on the bottom and then the right shin on the top. Okay, so what I've just done, you may have to maneuver around your pup. She's clearly not moving. So you've got the left ankle underneath the right knee, right ankle under or on top of left knee. Now, this is the full version of the pose. You can maybe see my toes sticking out through her. A lot of people, this isn't going to happen for their bodies. So the variation, ground your left foot, take your right ankle onto your left knee. Again, staying connected. I swear she's like posing for you. I mean, why isn't she facing me? So staying upright, tall spine, and you're going to feel this in that right hip. Now, if you were in a chair, say on an airplane, you would simply do this. You would simply take your right ankle onto your left knee, and you would be doing a seated pigeon pose. All right, so this is a great one for that outer hip. Some of you may just want to stay right here, perfectly content, upright. So you'll notice the spine wants to round. See if you can keep that heart center lifted, spine tall. Okay, so those of you who would like to take it a little bit deeper, also you adjust by drawing in or pulling away. All right, so you get to adjust the intensity. And see if you can keep that spine as straight as possible. Or if you would like the full version of the pose, this is ankle on knee, knee on ankle. Now, a lot of times this knee does more like this. So particularly those of you who are runners or tight hips, which is the majority of people. So you could place a block or a pillow or a blanket underneath that knee for a little extra support so it isn't just kind of hanging out there feeling unsupported. We want everything to feel supported, especially our pups. All right, so ankle, knee, knee, ankle. Flex your feet. And then again here, you can stay upright. I like to pull flush from the thighs, get those sitting bones nice and grounded. Tall spine. And if you'd like, you can walk those hands forward. So again here, you may have a pup nearby who's just kind of chilling. Or you may have a pup lying here. And in that case, you can round over that pup and give like a nice big hug. So I just have a wee one, and she's just hanging out to the side. And Mookie, you may be able to hear, is snoring right over here on his little ottoman. So hands here, okay, or you can take it further. You can hang here for a few minutes. So remember though, if there's ever any sort of pain, if it just doesn't feel right, take one of the variations that I offered, right? So one of those modifications, which is maybe sitting upright, maybe the ankle's on the knee instead, and the foot is grounded. All right, so deep breathing here. Again, staying connected with your pup. Your pup wants to feel involved in part of your practice. And again, this is a nice time. You're on the floor, probably already, and it gives a nice way to have that sort of connection to your pup that is beyond just your daily walks or your daily feeding, you know, and it's like coming down to their level, so their height, and it's a sweet way. It's also, it's like very much kind of a submissive sort of thing, I always find, because if I'm upright and they're having to come to me, I mean, it's fine, but it also feels like it's a lot of effort on their part to come to my area. And so to come down to them, I think that's why whenever we roll at the mat, they're like, yeah, playtime. So letting this also be a way for you to get in a little bit of opening through the body, a little bit of connection to the breath, but also a little bit of deeper connection to your pup. Right, Miss Belle Starr? Isn't she the cutest? All right, so we're going to come right back up, and then go ahead. Sorry, Belle, I have to extend the legs, and extend those legs out. So dogs may topple over if they were being supported by you, or just take a little breather to the side. You may find them kind of dancing around. So whatever it is, see if you can stay connected to them. And then for this is really just to release those hips from that pose. That pose is pretty intense. And again, great for those of us who are a little sedentary, do a lot of sitting, a lot of traveling. Keep this in mind this week if you're going away. All right, so maybe reaching those hands forward also. So hands on shins or hands on ankles. And if your pup isn't sleeping, you could bring the pup up here. We'll see. I think Belle probably wants to stay right there. So you could bring your pup up here and do a little bit of petting, a little connecting. Even like lying them on their back so that their belly's up and scratching. And then we'll roll back up and we're going to do the other side. So we always want to balance it out. So for this one, we're going to work with the right foot grounding. So this is that modification. And then left ankle, right knee. Okay, so you can stay right here. Bring those hands behind you for a little extra support. Breathing here. Again, staying connected to your pup. It's clearly nap time for mine today. And you get to adjust the level of intensity, coming forward, pulling back, what feels best for you. See if you can keep that spine tall. And if you'd like, if you want to take the full version of the pose, you're going to get that right shin parallel to the top of your mat, and then your left shin goes right on top. So sometimes what happens is this. So this is not double pigeon. This is not double pigeon. What we're looking for is ankle on knee, knee on ankle. Again, this is all about that outer hip. So flesh from thighs, get those sitting bones grounded. And remember, if you got this knee up in the air, totally normal, totally common. You can have a block for some extra support. And then maybe reaching forward. So doing a little check-in, seeing how the pups are doing. Mookie's clearly in really great shape. Sleeping. Let me bring him. There you go. Say hello, Mook Mook. He is out. Mookie, good morning. He's rarely on this, so it's kind of funny. So breathing here. And if you'd like, hands can come forward. Some of you may be able to drop down onto forearms. It's quite intense. You're really going to feel a lot in this hip. Breathing here, checking in, seeing how your pup's doing. So one thing that I've read that is quite calming, and I find this to be the case with my pups, is you bring your hand and you start it right around the top of the spine, and then you kind of pull all the way down, so it's like a deep massage all the way down, and then out through their tail. You know, so it's just like a massage stroke, again, right at the neckline, so top of the spine, all the way down. So this can be a nice thing to do if they're resting. while you're in a pose that you're holding for a bit. So deep, full breaths. And then we're going to come right back up. Very nice. And then once again, extend those legs out. So just giving your hips a little bit of a breather, a little bit of a break. Because that's a lot. It's a lot on those hips. And again, you're welcome to stay there for a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Again, remember, we never want pain, only a little bit of sensation. All right, so I'm shaking these out. And then what I'm going to do is turn to the side and see if I can get little Belle Starr to participate. Hi, Miss Belle Starr. Hi, sweet girl. Oh, yes. So I'm going to come to, hi, sweet girl, to boat pose. So boat pose is a wonderful way to work with the core and also connect to your dog. So you can take your dog, unless your dog is quite heavy, and then you can hold on to your pup, maybe even lifting your pup. And again, upright, so you can get shoulders away from the ears. If you'd like, you can even lift your legs. So this is the full version of the pose. Or, I think this is plenty, because we don't want to feel discomfort in the lower back. So if you do, what that means is that rather than using the core, you've shifted to the lower back. So you want to keep that core nice and strong. And if your pup will look at you, you can gaze at the pup unless the pup is clearly enamored with the camera and looking there instead, or at her brother Mookie. And again, this is a way to, if you've got your pup, you can even lift. Those of you who have little baby pups, little chihuahuas or smaller ones, lifting them and having them face you. So again, this is boat pose, right? So this is core strengthening. You determine. Here's another variation of it also. So see if you can keep that spine nice and round, or nice and long, excuse me. So rather than rounding, we want to keep it nice and straight. And then resting here. So this is a variation also. So you have a few options for this pose that allows you to work with the core and stay connected to the pup. All right, so one more, Miss Belle Starr. We're going to turn around once again. All right, sweet girl. Yes. And go ahead and let's come back to soles of the feet together. We'll see if we can get her to sit. You want to sit down, Belle Starr? She really doesn't do anything she's asked to do. That's why I'm like, I think she's a bit of a diva. All right, so what you can do is bring those hands onto the knees. Now, I like to keep some connection to the pup, so it may just be one hand. And then moving the torso into a circle. So this one is great for, like working out any kinks you may be feeling. And again, if your pup wants, they can kind of rest right here, just in the nook. Or they may be busy kind of deciding what they're going to do instead. So moving the torso into a circle. And you can stay in certain parts that feel nice, like you're like, this feels a little tight. So I'm just kind of working that out. So it's a slow circle that you're making with the torso. Hi, sweet girl. And again, staying connected with the pup. And then moving the torso around. And you can also add in the head and the neck. Hi, sweetie. And then move the circle in the other direction. So this is nice to work into lower back, sides, shoulders. Belle's out of here. Are you done, Miss Belle Starr? She's like, I think the couch is much more comfortable. So we'll see if Mookie wants to join too. Well, no, you want to come back, Belle Starr? She's like on the precipice looking over. Hey, Mook, do you want to come do some Doga? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. He's like, I was sleeping, Mama. Yeah, so here's Mookie, fresh from his nap. So just finishing up those circles. And of course, so Belle Starr wants to come back since Mookie's here. And we're going to do one more that opens up through the shoulders. So again, those of you who are driving, doing lots of driving this weekend, or even just going to visit friends and you feel like you're going to be in the car a lot or on the computer a lot, maybe you have a writing deadline, what I want you to do is bring those arms behind your back. Interlace your hands. I would turn if I could. Interlace those hands and then lift those arms up. Yeah, so this one, all right, so I guess I am, since Mookie's gone down for a nap, on my legs. So with this one's really nice for anyone who feels, hi sweet girl, a lot of discomfort in the chest. So I taught a mindfulness workshop last week at a corporate environment, corporate office, and one of the things that a lot of people mentioned is noticing, I mean, one had asthma, but also noticing that there's just a lot of tension that's held in the heart center. Very, very common. Maybe even later throughout the day, just do a check-in, like how's the chest and heart center feeling? Has a tendency to get closed, particularly whenever we spend a lot of time like this or like this, if you're going to be driving. All right, so hands behind back. Now, if they don't quite touch, which they may not, you can use a strap or a bathrobe tie or even a guy's tie and use that behind to hold on to and then lift up. All right, so then a gentle sway from side to side, back and forth. And then bend those elbows and then bring your fist to one of your hips. All right, so I've got elbows out, big fist at a hip. And then squeeze those elbows toward one another. They're not going to touch, so you're just moving in that direction. Then you'll feel a nice big opening through the chest. Hi, Belle Starr. She's chilling on the couch now. And then over to the other side. So you can do the other hip. And then squeezing those elbows in toward one another. Breathing here. So noticing the breath. And noticing the sensation. You might find one side is a little different than the other. Often the case. Back to the center. Nice, and then bring those arms in front of you. Interlace the hand, turns the palms to face out and away from the body. Lift those arms up. Reach, reach, reach. So I'm pressing the hands toward the sky. And then exhale, side bend. Reach, reach, reach. Inhale, back up. And exhale, side bend. And inhale, back up. And exhale, release. So I'm going to return to my sleeping pup. Sweet Mook is just out today. He's had a busy few days. So just allowing your pup to rest if they are resting. If they're a little kind of wonky and all over, it's fine too. Maybe see if you can draw them in. And keep in mind the massaging, hello sweet boy, of down the spine and then through the tail. Mookie's got this thing where he's very strong, and he pushes his little legs just in whatever direction, so he's like pushing me away. Hi, sweet boy. I know. He's like, this is exhausting. And then so I'm going to see if I can get him onto his back so I can bring him into a Shavasana. What do you think, Mookie? Yeah. And come on to, yes. So now he's in Shavasana. All right, so Shavasana is why a lot of people do yoga. So Shavasana is like a reward for practice. It's such a treat. So even though he really slept throughout the entire practice, we'll just pretend he was participatory and actually did something. And so I'm going to give him a little massage in his Shavasana. Now he didn't get any of the oils. We'll see if he wants a little... Yeah, a little lavender oil. His eyes always get so big. He's like in shock all the time. Hence the anxious collar and all the other things we do to help with his anxiety. So here, just allowing the pup to rest. Again, if you can get them on their back, that's really, really great. I know some dogs don't like that. Like Belle's not a huge fan. Sometimes she goes into that, but rarely. So Mookie's a little more open to it. And then what I like to do is just like some stretching. So stretching out the back leg. His arm, he's not really letting me do. There we go. And then the other leg, a little stretch. And then arm, a little stretch. He likes the legs more than the arms. Yeah. And then we'll try that again. So you do opposite. So one leg, one arm. Yeah, and then one leg, one arm. Nice. Then I'm going to bring my hand to his heart center, similar to what we did with Belle at the beginning. So just taking a moment to kind of get grounded and breathe. And I also like to, sometimes whenever we do Shavasana Assist at my yoga studio, you come around and you pull in the back of the neck a little bit, and then you'll bring a hand to like the third eye area and then the chest. And so doing something similar with Mookie. So one finger heart center, one finger kind of third eye. And just a little massage with that. And then taking a few deep breaths. So again, hand on heart, hand on my heart. And so if you'd like, you can close your eyes, or you can have the gaze down and soft, whatever resonates for you. And just take a moment to honor the effort that you put forth in your practice today. Honor this time of showing up, of being present, of slowing down, and taking the time to connect with your pup. And carry the benefits of this practice, this sense of pausing, stillness, mindfulness, connection. So taking this away from our practice today and into the rest of your day. Big inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Then let your eyes flutter open. So thank you so much for being with me and Mookie and Belle Starr, who is becoming a little star in her own right. Again, we're at 6 weeks now that we've had the little booger. She's such a treat. And I'll be back next Tuesday at 10 a.m. after the holiday weekend for some kind of stretching out after whatever it is the holiday weekend holds for you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, a wonderful conclusion to August. And you can find me at kimberlywilson.com/doga. We'll have these videos uploaded in the next few days. And then also a big thank you to Woof Driver. Check out everything that's going on his Facebook page. Thanks so much, and namaste. All right, Mook Mook. I'm going to let you down. I know. Oh. Okay. Let's see if I can untangle you from my... There we go. Good boy. Good boy. Untangling him from the microphone. Not easy. Have a great day.